public hearing at 5:40. Can I get a roll call?
Okay.
Yes. Sterling, absent. Thompson.
Here.
McKnight.
Present.
Mrs. McKinney. Here. Mrs. Carlson.
Here.
Mrs. Johnson.
Here.
Mrs. Meeks. Not present. Chris Arduino.
Terrell Yarborough.
Shelley Wagner.
Michelle Herb.
Jason Moore.
All right, to the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any comments from the community?
None.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Keep it nice and suspenseful there. And with that, we'll turn it over to Terrell, which will be filling in for Josh Rand.
Although I'm going to try to do him justice because
The audience clearly is
Everybody every word.
So as all of you know, or if not, anytime that we transfer funds between Ed and OM, transportation requires a public hearing per school code, which is why we are here. And so this resolution is authorizing the transfer of monies in the sum of $650,000 from the education fund to the operations and maintenance fund, and the transfer of monies in the sum of $200,000 from the education fund to the transportation fund, which will help us with some of the projects that we have upcoming. So,
Is that a state policy or is that just a Harlem policy?
no, that's school code.
Okay.
Yeah, school code.
Wasn't sure.
That's all I got.
Yeah, we
Hoping for approval. Yeah, we went over it at COTW, which is why those are good meetings. They're long meetings, but they're good to have because everyone is there and able to hear that information. So,
Some of the last thing.
Yep.
Any questions?
Is that just the 650 you were talking about?
what's that?
Was that just the 650 or did you do the
650 and
200?
200.
And the
The 650 from the education fund,
Yeah.
operations and maintenance fund, and then the transfer of monies, and the sum of $200,000 from the education fund to the transportation
I
fund.
missed the 200, sorry.
That's okay.
Section 2.
All right.
There's no questions. That is,
Yeah.
oh,
Any
are
questions?
there any other questions? All right. Any other questions?
Come up with
Oh, maybe. No takers. And one last time, any other questions?
That's 4, but
We got one for good measure. And with that, we can adjourn.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
we count good here.
Yeah. You know, we cover all those bases, all
I
four of them.
know.
Thank you for the only 2 audience members.
we are going to call this board meeting to order. Mr. Meeks, can I please get a roll call?
Yes, you can. Mr. McKnight,
Present.
Mrs. McKinney,
Here.
Mrs. Carlson,
Here.
Mrs. Meeks here, Mr. Thompson,
Here.
Mr. McKnight.
Here again.
Oh, sorry.
Still here.
Mrs. Johnson. Whoops.
I'm here.
I'm messing up already. You just started. I'm sorry.
I got you covered.
Still here.
Don't you worry.
You're good.
Chris Arduino, recording secretary.
Terrell Yarborough, superintendent.
Shelley Wagner, Human Resources.
Michelle Erb, Curriculum and Instruction.
Jason Bloom, Communications and Community Relations.
Excellent. And we have Abby Edwards leading the pledge today.
Sure.
Chesney Park Elementary.
Just so you're aware, Abby, you are leading the pledge today, apparently.
That's good because she's on the list.
Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have the approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second. Mrs. McKinney. Aye. Mrs. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks. Aye. Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Mr. McKnight.
All right.
And with that,
All
Dr.
right.
Yarborough.
All right. The mission of the Harlan Consolidated School District as a vital part of the community is to help diverse learners realize their unlimited potential by providing an educational program dedicated to academic excellence and development of strong character in a safe and respectful learning environment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of board meeting and closed and regular minutes for May 19th, 2025, and special meeting minutes of June 11th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yes.
Mrs. Meeks. Aye. Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Mr. McKnight.
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney. Aye.
Excellent. Jason.
All right. Well, it is my pleasure this evening. I've got two individuals that are very familiar to you. I've got Avery and Mr. Josh. They would like to come on up. We didn't really rehearse this a whole lot. I just kind of pointed to the area that you're going. So these two individuals, as you are aware, because you were all at graduation, we have our class valedictorian and our class salutatorian, who obviously deserve a big round of applause. Right to the So there's a lot of numbers after the decimal point, so I had to bring this piece of paper up here with me to make sure I got this right. So Josh's GPA was a 4.5769, and Avery ended up with a 4.5094, which is pretty incredible. That's a big feat. We had 417 graduates this year, and so to have the top two in our class, that's quite an accomplishment, and we're super proud of you. We all got a chance to hear you guys speak at our graduation event, but we thought this would be a great opportunity for the board to kind of have a little bit more of an intimate setting to be able to congratulate you, and just to hear a little bit about what's going on for you guys, both what happened during school, kind of just your take on school, what was exciting through your time here at Harlan, but also to hear about what's coming up next for you. So, and usually we do this in age order, so usually I start with my youngest, but Joshua's actually on his lunch break right now from work, so we're moving him first, and so we can get him done and get him back to work. I'm sure he's maybe wishing that we would draw this thing out for a while. So. But I'm going to start with Avery. So tell us a little bit about your high school experience. What were some of the things that you were really interested in school? What kind of motivated you to obviously put in the work and the effort that it took to get to the place that you are now? If you want to start with that.
That's a very broad thing to ask. I did all kinds of clubs. I was really into the social studies department. I took almost every AP in that department. I did on UN, student council. I think just being involved in the Harlem community made me more involved to get my work done and work hard, I guess.
So it's a favorite class?
Favorite class? AP World History.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Who was your teacher for that class?
Mrs. Stark.
Stark.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why it's my favorite. Shout out Mrs. Stark.
Okay, good. We got it on video, so we'll make sure she sees that. That's awesome. So turn it over to you.
I was gonna say, what's next? Where are you going next?
Well, I was gonna get to
Oh,
that.
you're gonna, oh, I figured you were just going, sorry, okay. Thunder
Right
stolen.
there.
The board has
No.
spoken, we're gonna continue.
No, a person.
Yeah, so maybe why don't you tell me a little bit about what's next for you, what your plans are now that you're graduating from high school.
So I'm committed to the U of I for geographic and GIS, which is Geographic Information Science, which sounds really repetitive, but basically it means that I'm involved with like the technology that goes with mapping, so things like Google Maps, Apple Maps, stuff like that. And so I'll be there in the fall.
So I have to ask a little bit, obviously world history is your thing, right? Like, what kind of led you to that path? Like, it's kind of an interesting, I mean, like, it's a really cool thing, a really cool field that you're getting into, but like, what is it about it that excites you?
In my freshman year human geography class, we did like a city planning project, and I was like, oh,
Nice.
maybe I want to do that like as a job. So like that's kind of the field I'd like to go into with urban planning and geospatial technology.
Awesome. Very cool, very cool. Well, we're excited to see what comes from that. All right, you Trey, you got the lead on questions already, so talk a little about high school career, favorite class, just some experiences that you have.
I did not do all the stuff she did. My focus was GPA. I thought I was going to college, and then I'm not. So plan on going to trade school. Electrician really interests me. I don't want to be in an office all day, so just kind of getting out there and stuff is kind of what I want to do. Yeah. What was the next one? Favorite class?
Yep.
Yes, favorite class. Probably Spanish 3. Spanish 3 honors. Yeah, I really liked that. Did not do the next year after that because it seemed really difficult. My decision. It was just a fun time when I was in there. Just all the people and the projects we did, and then all the culture that we got to see along with it was really interesting. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But for a guy that like accomplished so much, the fact that you backed down from that challenge, like, so that's
Yeah.
good, so. Yeah, but that's awesome. Do you know where you're going to trade school?
What's the union? There's the one union. I've done like no research into it. I just know I'm taking a test on like July 1st. I have to wait till I'm 18, I think.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
at that time, yeah.
Well, we're excited to see too what comes of that, and excited that you're following your passion as well. Pretty fun. So, board members will turn over to you. Any questions or follow-up that you'd like to ask as we have these two in front of you?
I was just gonna say, I have a friend that's doing what you're doing. He works for National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. So, yeah, so he's been there. He's about to retire, but he can't tell me what he does. No, he has top secret security clearance. So every 2 years, 2 officials from the federal government come and interview me for an hour. So, because I'm on his list of 60. So, it's some of the stuff has come declassified from like 15 years ago, so he could tell me some of the things. But it is, he loves his job, let's put it that way. But he's in, yeah, he now lives in Nebraska. So but in Colorado, he went to cool places, but now he's in like
A
Nebraska.
very easy place to map.
It's flat.
It's going sideways. Yeah, usually we want to like hear about the future, you know, so maybe we won't actually hear about some of the future things that you do, but we wish obviously the both of you the best of luck in the future. We know that you guys are going to do some great things, and you should be obviously super proud of the accomplishment in your time at Harlan High School. Again, to be in top of the class on the 417th day is really awesome. So we're really proud of you guys. So on behalf of the board, our community,
I had one quick.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have any idea what kind of city you're looking at doing? A big city, small city?
It's just kind of like where the jobs are. I mean, like Chicago would be nice.
That's big city.
Yeah, big city, but like there's also, so there's the city sector and then the private sector, which would be smaller firms, so.
Cool.
Just
That's good.
whatever comes my way, I guess.
Private optics better.
I was just gonna say to this young man too, don't forget your mask. You're gonna be in a lot of attics.
I know. At least it's not a
And your bug
computer.
spray and all the good things like that. I had an electrician in the family. So
Well, and I
it
know
starts you
mask-
out on the low end, so that's the fun stuff.
I know as a master electrician, that takes quite a few years too, right? To get
Yeah, it's a little bit. It starts running out there once you
That's
put
fun.
some time into it. Yeah.
Don't forget your grounding pole.
I just want to say I enjoyed both of your speeches very much.
excellent.
Yeah, it's nice to see them from the front for
Right,
once.
right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Absolutely. Well, again, we're excited to see you all follow your passions and look forward to hearing about what you accomplish in the years to come. And so, on behalf of all of us sitting here, our community, our fellow students, our staff, congratulations to both of you. Thank you. This way a little bit, turn around and shoot.
Oh, yeah, bro. Okay. He's only come out special. We'll make sure we do special occasions. All right, I guess I'll stay in the back with the tall.
I'm gonna get one or two and I'll get out of the way here. 1, 2, 3. I can move if you want some. Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Snoozing in an attic, oh boy.
Yeah, you're changing things up. Yeah, I'm just happy.
Well, we'll do it for 2 years, because Rebecca and I did it for 2 years when she sat here. We never knew who went first.
Oh, I understand. Sure, you can always go, and then he said you want them, just push them out of the way. There's no mandatory space.
All right, so my next recognition this evening, this is one that you're, again, familiar with. You have not met her yet, but you have seen her artwork displayed here in the boardroom. It is my pleasure to introduce Dessa Farr to you. She is from Harlem Middle School. In 2025, this spring, in April, she participated in the Brightpoint Blue Bow campaign, which is around the month of April, which is the Abuse and Neglect Month. And so she participated in their poster contest and was selected in the state of Illinois as the winner of that contest, as you can see by the artwork up there, which is a pretty incredible feat. And to kind of do it justice, I want to read what they actually posted on their social media about the project, and then just a little bit about what they said about Dessa. So it said, this year's annual Child Abuse Prevention Month poster contest brought together young artists from across Illinois to share a powerful message about healthy families and the prevention of child abuse and neglect, all through their own creative lens. We received an incredible array of hand-drawn and digital posters from youth ages 10 to 18, including individual submissions, group collaborations, and entries from our amazing partner agencies. The themes that were explored were the healthy family life and relationships look like, and how we can prevent child abuse and neglect. And then they went on to say, and the winner is Dessa, age 12. Dessa's artwork captured the heart of what it means to grow up in a safe, loving, and supporting environment. We're proud to honor her with the first place prize. And so one of the things that's pretty cool about this is, one, that you took the initiative to do that and to use your skills and your talent to bring attention to something that obviously affects many of our families and affects our community. But also, when you read that and you say you had entries from people 10 to 18 years old, and you're obviously on the kind of the younger side of that, but to be selected over middle school, high school kids across the state is a pretty big deal. And so, as you can see up there, she has her poster. You can kind of see all the different components that she highlighted in there. For those of you that don't know, Brightport was formerly Children's Home and Aid. So they work around family services, providing support to children, et cetera. And so I know you were actually at McChesney Elementary, right, when you were in grade school. We got Abby back there, our principal, who said a lot of great things about you when I was talking to her before we started the meeting. So on behalf of all of us, we just want to say congratulations, job well done. Thank you for representing us and the Harlem community. Thank you for your advocacy for the important work of Brightpoint and what they're doing and bringing attention to all of this. And so we want to just say congratulations and job well done. So if you would stand in the middle, and then we'll have our board come around.
You get our workout, I know.
I'll get a photo, and I'm sure your mom's crying. And I have a certificate for you, but like I said, board members kind of come around a little bit.
Like I'm not doing anybody.
Just a little bit, there you go.
You said that was me?
1, 2, 3. Move, come on, show up. Yeah, take some photos.
Thank you. You should get in there.
Well, I didn't have anything to do with that.
Ralston representing apparently.
Right? He's part of the board. Thank you.
There we go.
Great job.
Good job. So I do feel really bad because, as you can see, she recently sprained her fracture. Fractured like right at the start of summer, which is
Bummer.
Hey, at least you can take it off. It's not a hard catch.
Too many high fives.
Yeah. So one of the things I'm also expecting and looking forward to, so we do, as you're aware, we have an art gallery out there, so maybe we'll see some of your art in that gallery as well. Joshua, who we just recognized as valedictorian, was also, he's in our art gallery from when he was back in grade school, actually.
Oh, wow.
The artwork that he contributed, so we look forward to seeing some more of this, because there's some awesome opportunities to bring attention to things in our community, and so we look forward to seeing that, and hopefully your hand healing, so. Yeah, but congratulations.
Good job.
One more time.
Excellent, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Forward to some more good work.
It's almost like Josh is about to talk.
No, I know. She was obviously very nervous too, so she didn't want to talk, so. Adjustment there. So I've got one more. This is a recognition / thank you / opportunity for them to present a little bit about what they've been doing. These are some familiar faces to, I think, many of you. As I think some of you are aware, we have a great relationship with Harlem Roscoe Fire. This is a group of individuals, their association, the whole department as a whole, are great supporters of our community and the school districts that they serve within their fire district. For many, many years, they've been supporting us in a variety of ways. And back in probably 2010, 12, 13, somewhere in that time frame, they started a fundraiser to raise money, and they were doing a scholarship. But I had the opportunity to serve on their committee that selected a scholarship from or a student from either Harlem High School or Hononegah High School. And then a few years into that, they decided to do something that would be a little more impactful to more students. And so we went kind of an IT route. And they were doing computers and Chromebooks and things, and donating classroom sets of Chromebooks through the fundraising efforts that they had been putting on. They did some other things throughout there with welding and stuff like that. But this year now, they have decided to bring to our district and the districts that they serve Stop the Bleed kits. And so we're really excited about this. Not that we have to have these, but we're excited about the opportunity to have these in our classrooms, to have training that will allow our staff to use these items. And so I'll turn it over to them and let them talk a little bit about what went into this, but I just wanted, for those of you who didn't know, give you a little bit of the history, because again, this is a Firefighters Association. Their main fundraiser is the golf play day that they do every summer. They raise a lot of money. If you've ever been a part of one of those, it's a lot of work, a lot of calls, a lot of organization to make those things happen. And so we don't take this gift and donation lightly, because we know there's a lot of sweat work that goes into getting the funds and the work to do this type of stuff. And so we obviously want to recognize them. We'll do that at the end and thank them at the end, but give them a chance to just kind of introduce themselves and then talk a little bit about kind of how this came to be and what's going on.
I'd like to pass these out to the board. There's many more of these. These are just a sample, so you can kind of look through there as we're talking about this. My name is Rob Lukowski. I'm with Arden Roscoe Fire Department. I'm a lieutenant paramedic, full-time with them. Chief John Bergeron, our main person, and then Chief Jay Alms. Chief Jay Alms and I have been co-chairing the golf play day for a while. Over the last 11 years, it's kind of debatable, 12 because of COVID. We've raised almost about $170,000.
Wow.
And all of that, 100% of it is donated to our school districts. So we serve 3 school districts within our fire district. So we try to allocate the funds accordingly to everyone to help them out, as Jason was explaining. This year, we've raised enough to purchase close to almost 200 Stop the Bleed kits, hopefully to outfit as many classrooms as possible. Like Jason was stating, we hope that these kits will never be used. We understand that hope is not a plan. We need to be prepared. And having these in place in our schools and getting the proper training to the individuals in these schools and how to use these kits is going to save and protect the safety of these individuals. It could be a teacher, it could be a student, it could be anyone that's around the school district there or in the school itself. So we want you guys to have the right tools in order to hopefully never use them, but again, to be there rather than not be able to do anything whatsoever. And in conjunction with the 200 kits that we're going to be donating to the Harm School District, we're going to be doing a train the trainer. We're going to work with the administrators from each school and get a few individuals trained so they can go back and train those individuals. We find that, I'm not even sure how many teachers you have in your school district, but I can hardly control 7, let alone thousands. So hopefully they will go back, the administrators pick them wisely, and we can get those individuals trained. But again, we just want to show our unwavered support to keeping our students, our teachers, anyone in the school district safe, and continue that because we're only as strong as our community.
Absolutely.
And so, again, I can't speak enough about this group. We've got great relationships with all of our local agencies, but this one specifically has been a great partner ever since my time at Ralston as well. A great partner to us, and so we appreciate that commitment. Even today, Chief and myself were in a training on reunification standard response protocol with school districts across our county, and so they're committed to be in spaces like that. We were in that room from 8 to 3:30, so it's kind of a long day together, but it just shows you kind of the dedication to the point that Rob was making about really making sure that we're doing whatever we can as a community to keep our kids and our staff safe. And so we appreciate that commitment to our district and our community and all the districts that you serve, and we appreciate the hard work that you guys put in for that play day and the money that you raised to support things like this. And so on behalf of all of us, our community, our students, our staff, our families, thank you very much for that commitment. We really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I always offer the adults a photo opportunity. Yeah, come on.
He's in charge.
This is good for your
Chief says,
association.
make it happen.
I got hustle.
I think I might have to get us back.
I was gonna say.
There you go.
Thank you. Where does it All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See the Android focus.
Actually, I live down there.
Thank you.
All my kids. Thanks, that's great. And the training the trainers makes a lot of sense. Get everyone just knowledge in general. Where you want to.
You guys are, we're leaving, so.
It only took me until the end to figure out.
Really? That's okay. I'll make sure they're big.
I was like, I don't need one at home, I don't think.
Thank you.
I got plenty of duct tape.
Oh, he's
It
gonna
works.
take us back.
Put all the boxes out there, put them back in, so, yeah, we'll keep it here.
I don't know, just a little short story that supports this. I don't know if you all, I'm sure you do remember the Columbine shooting about 25 years ago.
Yes.
Coroners tell us those kids bled to death because EMS couldn't get at them. So now the SWAT teams carry 5 or 6 of them on them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's a big push. Hopefully we've never experienced that again, but better off prepared than not prepared.
The reunification training, that's a tough training, but it's so vitally important for again, you never want to use it, but to have that amount of knowledge to do it successfully is important. And that takes a lot of collaboration. It's not just one team, again, making that stuff happen, so.
And as Jason spoke, during that training day, we had school districts throughout Winnebago County, the private schools, the Catholic schools, Harlem, all of them. So it shows that everyone wants to get the end results, and God forbid something should happen, so.
And as we've gone through these trainings, and we can attest this, like, our job as a school district, job is to protect our students and staff, but is to buy them time, like, right, to preserve life and to be able to do whatever we can, to buy time for police to do what they need to do, so that they can do what they need to do, and those seconds and minutes matter, and so this is kind of a great tool for us to have these back in our classrooms so that we can support that mission of keeping our students and staff safe, so we really appreciate it.
Appreciate the collaboration.
Thank you.
Great, thank you guys.
Is he leaving one in this building for you guys?
Do we have any comments for the community?
We do not.
Okay. And we move on to the approval of the bills. Josh is out.
All right.
Mr. Yarbrough.
So total payables for this period is $2,314,284.94. Total payroll, we had 2. It's $6,693,332.09 for total expenditures of $9,007,617.03. And then broken out in educational, we had $7,455,637.97. Tort, $7,187.50. Operations, $519,692.28. Debt service, $308,819.44. Transportation, $367,375.20. IMRF, Social Security, $257,208.97. Our capital projects, $88,617.56. And then life safety, $3,070.11 for total expenditures of $9,007,617.03. And I hope you don't have any questions, but if you do, I will get those answers.
I will send an email as we speak.
Again, it was good at the committee of the whole, going
Yes.
through those, Josh giving a far more detailed update where we're tracking for budget and things that could.
He does a very good job. That is my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, yes, thank you. Motion to approve the bills.
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney? Aye. Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
On to communication and committee reports. I'm up first, but I'm also covering for Mike. Let me see if I can find Mike. Let me start with the upcoming meetings. We have the next regular board meeting, July 14th, 2025, here at 6 p.m. And then we have business services, which will be at the committee of the whole, which will be July 9th, 2025 at 4:30. It is summer, and it's usually slower in here, but thank you, Jason, for shining the light on some amazing things that are going on at the end of the district and things that are overall helping the community. Hopefully, Josh was able to get back to work on time. It was great to hear his story and where it led And I can't wait to hear from Avery. Hopefully they keep in contact with Alex, which has also been doing a great job and has been quite busy with all of our alumni and some of the great things that they've been doing and their successes in their careers. We had Dessa, the art that's here. We have so many great artists, and I think that stood out was the fact that, as you mentioned it, right? 7th grade, and you're competing with people, with kids graduating high school, and to win that for the state. But it's great, no doubt why it won. Outside of that, we've had our amazing bowlers, which I'm certainly will be in here shortly.
Next one.
Next one to take away from their thunder, and I think most people know about that. There may be a few more, but starting this off, if I did miss any, I've got some excellent board members that can cover up for that. And lastly, the last board member that Chris is going to be here, who's going to whisper to me, you need to approve the bills. and that's like everything that goes into these simple things, that how you made things run so well. And it's not going to be real until next month, and Pam is going to do an excellent job. But yeah, hopefully, I know you won't get bored, but I hope you get bored, and then you can be out there and go, approve the bills. I don't have a word for I don't know, for as much as we're going to miss you up here, but if it exists, I'm sure you'll whisper it to me.
I'll miss all of you.
Yes. And with that, I will conclude mine. Evelyn.
Hello, everybody. No artwork, so I can't talk about
Welcome to the club.
But I just want to say congratulations to Josh and Avery. Was that her name?
Yes.
Congratulations. Wishing you continued success in your future. It was nice seeing them and then hearing their speeches at graduation. Graduation did turn out to be really nice. I did attend, and I had a nice time. It just seems funny because when I first started on board, people were flipping off of the stage and throwing beach balls across, and so the security is down really tight now, but it was still a wonderful, excellent graduation. It ran smoothly. I want to also say congratulations to Dessa. I mean, she did an amazing job. So with her being in 7th grade, I know once she gets older, it's going to be even better. But she did an excellent job on this, really. So I wish her congratulations, especially being first place. So she did an amazing job. Okay, now let me see. I got everything all mixed all up, so I hope I can get the dates right. I attended the senior walk, and I did attend all 11 schools. It was excellent just seeing the little kids. I mean, I got exercise in that day, but it was nice the first time I was able to go to all 11 schools. I also attended baccalaureate that night, and it was really nice. Later on that evening, so it was a busy day, and then graduation that Saturday. It was nice seeing the bowlers come in with the police escort, so that was really nice being there for that. Let me see. I know I'm missing something. Oh yeah, the tea. I also forgot about that. Went to the tea for tomorrow, and that was really nice being there. And like you said, reading is the key to everything. You know, students that aren't able to read, if they're given a chance, because sometimes a person might not be able to read, but they're afraid to let people know they can't read because they're afraid they're going to laugh at them. But once people take time to read, reading can really just open up your eyes and read. Like I told my kids when they were young, read everything. Don't just pick one particular thing to read. Read everything, because reading is knowledge and it's power. And I want to thank all of the teachers and staff and principals, and I think I got everybody. As you have a nice summer as you prepare. And I know you won't be able to really enjoy summer because you'll be doing what you have to get to do for the following school year, but I wish you all a successful, nice time. Enjoy yourself if you can in summer. And we'll be looking for you back when school starts. And then Chrissy, I'm gonna cry. I met Chris in a meeting that they were trying to get together before I even decided to become a board member. But I'm gonna miss you, Chris. Chris has always been a person that will help you, and she's highly knows what she's doing. She makes you feel comfortable when you don't really understand. She takes her time. She's thorough. She's a perfectionist. And You're going to be greatly missed, but I wish you success in the future, and it's time for you to enjoy yourself. I wish I could clone somebody to come and sit there, but I know Pam is going to do an amazing job because she's been working on you, but you have done an amazing job for how many years you been here? 25. 25 years.
That's it?
And how many,
I'm just kidding.
how many superintendents? 5. 5 superintendents, so that's shows something, so.
All right, once you're done, you have to tell us which one your favorite was.
Notice no hesitation.
And then she's a graduate. So she's a graduate of Harlem, and then she's, working it. So that says something right there. But I just want to wish all of our students, hope they have a really nice summer, stay safe, and just be ready to come back and enjoy whatever grade you're going to be entering, because you can never get these years back. So you enjoy them while you can, especially once you become a freshman. It goes by so fast, because one day you're in 9th grade, next year in 12th, and you're always saying, I can't wait till I graduate, I can't wait. And then when that day actually comes, you're like, I want to go back and start. I don't know which particular grade, but it does. It goes by really fast. And so I don't want to keep talking. I know I missed something, but, oh yeah, I knew it was something. The next equity meeting will be July 9th at 4:30. So thank you, everybody, and have an enjoyable summer.
Thank you, Evelyn. Aaron McKnight.
All right, so we talked about Josh and Avery. I'm not going to tell you what my GPA when I graduated was, but I think it was the point they just wanted to get rid of me. So
Not worried about the decimals?
No, I wasn't really worried about the first number either. But to be a student like that and take that commitment, and it's out. I mean, to me, I can't grasp it, because I will be the first one to tell you I was not a good student. I mean, I wasn't bad. Like, I didn't like doing homework. I didn't like doing that. So for that kind of dedication and commitment, that's absolutely phenomenal. And I know that race, if I remember right, that race came down to like the last week of school, right? Didn't somebody say that? It was very, very close, like up to the end. So congratulations, Josh. Avery, this close, but congratulations there. And then that's like, I can echo what they said, but for a 7th grader that's competing against seniors that have been doing art for 7 more years. I was right the first time. I math. To compete against people that are doing that, I was curious on how many people entered something into the contest. I'm assuming because it was a state thing, there had to be thousands. I mean, I'm looking at our district on just how many students our district has, and you put all the districts together, all 800 and something districts in our state. So that, I mean, obviously winning that is phenomenal. I'm going to start to share something, and Trell, stop me if I can, about our meeting that we had. Can I talk about that? With Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So something that I've kind of wanted to champion recently. So Mr. Hubert, Dr. Yarborough, myself, and Representative Dave Vella and his assistant, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. We actually sat down and talked about what the optics look like to help with some funding to start a JROTC program in the Harlem district. So Mr. Hubert has been kind of doing some research on costs and what it takes to get started, and his work, I'm going to give him a kudos. His work was, he ended up talking to like the commander of Fort Knox, who then put him back in contact with somebody at Great Lakes Base. So he did a lot of due diligence to figure out what we need to get this off the ground. So I called the meeting with Mr. Vella. He's extremely excited. He's going to see what kind of funding that he can get for us down in Springfield. I asked him for all of it for at least a couple of years. You got to ask for a lot. Hopefully you get some to see if this program takes off in our district. We seem to think it'd be great for our district, but it's just something that we're doing. So, the last thing I want to say is, I would love for our students, like the one thing I'm going to encourage our students, number one, have fun, but get outside. Please get outside, away from the screens. I don't care if you just sit in your front yard and read a book. I mean, on a Kindle, I guess, is a screen, but I don't think they even use those anymore. But get outside, enjoy the weather, because we don't enjoy it in the summertime, then we complain about it in the winter. Like, let's get out there and enjoy the time and enjoy your summers. and you know, don't worry about next year yet. Just go out, decompress, and come back and do, you know, next year be better than you were the year before. That's my message. And with that,
Thank you,
Mr. Thompson.
sir. Rebecca Carlson.
Thank you. I'm going to make a recommendation, can I do that right off the bat? To approve the first reading of policy 7.60 AP2 from June 11th, 2025 Policy Committee. And I'm not sure if there's anything to say about it, other than we're going to hopefully put it into words here. It's had a few changes, and so it just needs to be updated. And there will be another policy meeting with COTW on July 9th at 4:30, which of course won't happen policy at 4:30. It'll probably be about 5:30 by the time it gets there, possibly 6:30. But I just want to say congratulations to all of our graduates, whether it's 8th grade, high school, kindergarten. I know some of these kids, they go around in their little gowns and caps at 5 years old and enjoy showing off for their families. And kind of echoing what Aaron said, get your butt outside and quit sitting behind a computer screen all day long. To our new drivers, careful, please. I know there's a lot of practice going on during the summer for these kids that are ready to go back to school in the fall. But it was neat to see our salutatorian and valedictorian from the front for the first time. We watched them at the graduation. I asked Avery, I said, wasn't your hair curly? She said, oh yeah, that was the hot rollers. So obviously she has long straight hair, so that was kind of fun. I appreciate our firefighters. We love them up there in Shepherd Hills. We hear them go by at least 3 times a day. So we know they're working hard and doing the golf clubs and having a high old time up there. It's a great place to live nearby. The artwork, I am impressed. And just the topic. I just love the topic, to stop violence. We're not just drawing, I mean, there are great drawings out here as well, but the idea of violence and child abuse and all of these other things that go on in our families, and she's actually won it for thousands and thousands of students in a 7th grade class. And congratulations to Abby, that she was in your building at least, what, a year ago, 2 years ago? Now, was she fine arts as well? Yes, okay, so fine arts is even, there we go.
Fine arts.
But it's great to see all the great things going on. I say, hey, have a wonderful summer to our staff and our employees, and it'd be great to have food service going again as soon as it starts, and new foods and new great things going on with the new school year. To Chris, we love you. We'll miss you. It's just, especially for myself being new, it's just so nice to be able to go, Chris, how do I? and get a straight answer and a fast answer, and knowing that you sign us up for everything and get everything smooth and running. And
tell us where to go.
Yeah, what hallway and what person to talk to. And
The good time.
thank you. And I'm thrilled to have Pam step in and take over, and it'll be a great time. And to your family, and enjoy, just relax and love your future. So with that, back to you, Kurt.
Thank you, Rebecca. Next, we have Diana Johnson.
Thank you. Well, I would just like to say, too, to our valedictorian and our salutatorian, as we say, they did a great job on their speeches, as I told them when they were up here. That's a big, the BMO here, that was pretty well filled that day, too. There's a lot of people to stand up and give a speech in front of, and they did an awesome job. I did attend Bag Laureate, and that was very nice. The students did a wonderful job putting that together. I wish they would have had more participation, because it really was a beautiful ceremony. Graduation, I have to say I was very honored. This is my first year, of course, helping with graduation, helping hand out the diplomas. I haven't had a cap and gown on for almost 50 years, so that was fun. But really was a very enjoyable and memorable day. I'd also like to say I was there to welcome the bowling team back. That was very exciting with the police escort bringing them in. I've been there a couple times for that. And it never gets old. The kids are always so excited, and the parents and things, and that's always a big deal. The girls have won it, I believe it's now 2 years in a row, the national championship, and the boys came in runner-up, so it was very exciting for that. I did attend the Tea for Tomorrow, and that was a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of authors, had a lot of good things to try. We taught Dr. Yarborough how to drink a cup of tea with his pinky out, you know.
Was there a picture?
Yes, there is a picture.
Yeah, I expect that to be up here soon.
There you go. But it was a very enjoyable,
Put in the newsletter.
yeah, and I was just gonna say, I remember, we bought, one of the Harlem teachers had written a book, and I can't think of the name of the title, it's very long, Owl Saving Christmas, something like that. And Sunday, we went to my son and daughter-in-law's house, and I gave it to my granddaughter. She's 9. I wasn't quite sure about age for it, but I said, well, I got this book and a book, you know, and it is about Christmas. She sat down and started reading that book. We couldn't get her attention. We're opening presents, you know. So it was a very good book, she said. So I was pleased with that. And after I got home, I realized it was an autographed edition, even. So that was very nice, even more. So that was a very nice event, actually. And Tessa over here with her drawing, and so I can't see it too well from behind me, but I've seen it before. It's very, very nice. And I have to say to Chris, even though I'm a new board member, I've known Chris for a long time. When I was a village trustee, and Chris probably had just first started back in 2000 or so, and I was a trustee from 93 to 2005, but I would call up here when I needed something with the village. We did coloring contests, and we did all kinds of things. And I would always talk to Chris back and forth about things I was doing. And then when I started with the chamber in 2002, I was always on the phone, you know, with Chris. We were dropping off coloring contests, or we were calling about coloring contests, or we were calling about various events that we were putting on, the Easter egg hunt, got to get the flyer out, things like that. And so, I've known Chris for a long time. And so just, I've known her a lot longer than starting here with the school board. So we're definitely going to miss your expertise, but I know you'll do a great job with your granddaughter. I know you're going to be busy with that, and that'll be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of work, but it'll be a lot of fun. And so enjoy your retirement. And I've always enjoyed working with you and calling up when I needed something too. That's it, I think, for me.
Thank you, Diane. Diane King.
Yes. I also had a very busy week, the week of graduation. I attended the community days at McChesney and put together a mosaic tile in Ingrid's room.
That was fun. We all did. Yeah. Were we all there?
I think it went
We were. That was fun. Good.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and had a chance to talk with Abby, and it was really nice talking with her one-on-one. I also had her children in my classroom years ago, so that was kind of fun too. I want to congratulate Josh and Avery for the valedictorians and doing such a great job at the high school level. That was always kind of my thing to push the kids into try real hard, keep going, and do the best you can in school. And when they came back and told me or called me and said thank you so much, or to the other teachers, so that was kind of a pleasure to see that. They did great with their speeches at the graduation. It was also really an honor for me too to be at graduation. Not only before as a teacher, I had sat in the audience and always tried to go with the kids' graduations every year and clap and whatever, but I would always be way up in the balcony. So it was really kind of a different story being actually on the stage and getting to shake the students' hands. It was really an honor and kind of brought tears to my eyes several times during that time period, so that was kind of interesting. I also went to the senior walk. I didn't do as well as Evelyn. She obviously got quite more schools than I did too. I got to do more.
Evelyn even got on video, you know.
Yeah, she was there. She was there. So that was really good. I enjoyed that. I thought that was always such a pleasure when they came back through our schools, especially when I worked at the middle school in Loves Park. It was always such an honor to see those kids and the younger kids at the school themselves looking up to those kids and thinking someday I'll be there and hoping they'll get there. So that was a real thrill for them. The big thing, I also saw the baccalaureate. I went to baccalaureate that day, that evening, and I attended last week the Tea for Tomorrow. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was quite the entertainment, but it was also really important to listen to the speeches on literacy. I think that's so important, and how we start the kids so early, hopefully reading to them and getting them exposed to reading before they even go to the schools and getting involved that way. I was really impressed with the authors and had a chance to talk with Lynn Gibson and her son Brian, and see the book also. I purchased the book also, but just to listen to them, because I know that was her dream and her son's dream years ago to finally put this together, so that was exceptional, to see that they finally had reached their goal. Thank you for, once again, the Harlem Fire Department to do that and give us back the Stop the Bleed Kids. I thought that was really good for us. DESA FAR was again our project. I think, once again, like Becca said, the theme is very important, especially what's going on nowadays in the communities and in parts of our world, so it's kind of crazy. I really enjoy the colors and stuff. Let me see here. And thank you once again to Chris. Chris, I don't know you extremely, like some of the other people and all the other times I've met you, but you did a lot for me when I would call too at the board and ask for different things, and you helped me through getting things set up for retirement and things like that too, so I appreciate all your help. And tell your son Nick I said hello. I really appreciate working with him at Lewis Park too, so congratulations. And then back to Kurt.
I think
Oh,
you've
I'm
got
sorry,
the
I have one more
Education Committee
announcement.
meeting.
Yes, Educational Committee. His next meeting is July 9th at 4:30 p.m.
Excellent, thank you.
Mr. Vice President, can we just add all the committees together and just have Mike announce it, be like, hey, all the committees are meeting on this date, this time, as committee of the whole.
Probably not a terrible idea.
Because I mean, it's not like we have one 4:30 to 5:30, 5:30 to 6:30, 6:30 to 7:30. Like, yeah. I just think it'd be, I don't know. Sorry, I just thought about that.
And even on some of the policies, if we know the policies, we still call it out. So, yeah, maybe we get, we figure out a better way.
Make Mike do it.
Yeah, make Mike do it, all right. Mike, do you object? Okay, perfect.
Perfect. Do we have consensus?
Really, I just want to throw out one more thing I had forgotten about. Please, everybody, have a wonderful 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Excitement for our country. What is it, 257? I don't know what it is anymore.
250.
But it's just, everybody have fun and don't burn the house down. So have a great day off of work as well. So it's good to know.
Thank you. All right, with that, we move on to administrative reports, and we have Dr. Michelle Erb.
Thank you. I have 2 items this evening. My first one is an overnight travel. The dance team will be leaving on July 20th and returning on the 21st. They'll be going to the University of Iowa for their annual dance camp. I'm asking for approval for that this evening. My other item is something that we did cover in Education Committee. Both Loves Park and the middle school shared their school improvement plans. They presented it to the board, and at that time we said we were asking for approval at this meeting. The remainder of the schools will be bringing theirs in August, and then we'll ask for their approval at a board meeting following that. That is my report.
And then we have moving on from that, Josh, who is out. You are covering here for Josh with all the fun items. You're going to leave this. You're going to leave for continuing on with that joke.
All right, so I'm going to play the role of Joshua Aran here for a second. One of my favorite musicals is Hamilton, so I'm going to pretend that I'm Josh. No, I'm just going to read it. Recommendation to approve resolution on declaring surplus property. Any questions about those? I'm sure you guys have all looked at those. And
a lot of books.
A lot of books. Recommendation to approve facility requests. We have a Sunday facility request for Wicked. It's a dance company that are going to be utilizing our space on November 2025. And then looking at Sunday facility requests for, which is testing in May of 2026. It's going to be interesting because that's in the wrestling room, so we'll see how that goes, right? And then Harlem Palooza. I think that should be a fun event. It's back again, and a lot of music, and so I'm hopeful for your approval for that. Recommendation to accept April 2025 Treasurer's Report. Josh did a really good job during COTW, so I don't think I need to go over that, but he did a really good job. And here goes a lot of the reading. Recommendation to renew bus washing agreement with Jared's Power Washing for the FY26 school year at a cost of $21 per vehicle. A lot cheaper than washing my car, so that's good. Recommendation to approve a 3-year renewal agreement with Final Sight to help support our district communication systems. Recommendation to approve a one-year contract renewal with Vertiv Corporation for $6,535 paid with technology budget. Recommendation to approve to submit a school violence prevention program grant application to U.S. Department of Justice Office of Community-Oriented Policy Services, COPS. So we hopefully we can get that grant and be able to supply our schools, with some preventative measures as we always look to improve our safety measures. Recommendation to approve a resolution transferring $650,000 from the educational fund to the operations and maintenance fund, and $200,000 from the educational fund to the transportation fund. We had that earlier today before this meeting. Recommendation to approve an independent contractor agreement with Speech Horizons, Inc. to provide private and parochial speech and language services for $100 per hour for 37 weeks at 24 hours per week for the FY26 school year at a total cost of $88,800, funded by the Idea Flow through Part B grant and Pre-K Idea. And then we have a recommendation to approve an independent contractor agreement with Soy Bilingual Therapy, LLC, to provide speech and language testing and evaluation reports for the 2025-2026 school year at $1,000 per K through second grade students and $1,400 per 3 through 12 plus grade students, paid with Idea Flow through Part B and Idea Pre through K. And then we have a recommendation to approve an independent contractor agreement with Christina Gauchenauer to provide bilingual, and I apologize if I butchered that name, psychology evaluations for the 2025-2026 school year at a cost of $900 per bilingual academic assessment per student and $1,100 per bilingual academic and cognitive assessment per student, paid with the Idea Flow through Part B and Idea Pre through K. And then we have a recommendation to approve a contract renewal with Sunbelt Staffing for school psychology services of 37.5 hours per week for 38 weeks at a total cost of $152,247 for the FY26 school year, funded by the Idea Flow through Part B and Idea Pre through K. And then we have a recommendation to approve a 5-year agreement with BSN Rewards Program for the purchase and supply of athletic apparel and equipment. That is a partnership with Under Armour. I would have picked Nike, but we'll go with it. They're giving us a good deal, so we're good with that. And then we have a recommendation to approve resolution designating interest earnings in fiscal year 2024-2025 and prior years for fiscal year 2025-2026. That ends Josh's report.
Some call-outs, right?
You need a towel?
Yeah, right.
Do we assume that the books, like we had said before, kind of go to other schools, or are they basically, I don't know,
So
Josh
it
had
depends.
said?
It depends on the condition. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Depends on the condition of the books.
Yeah.
If there are some books that we could, obviously repurpose or reuse, we offer those, to staff members who may want to add them to their libraries. But the ones that are just worthless, then we get rid of those. Megan, did I do a good job on that one?
You did indeed. That is exactly right. I actually was thinking.
I read your email. So thank you for that. All right, so yes.
I say good call. The most of the services had no cost increases. Buses were up $1, so keeping costs generally low. And the other call out too, which I did not know until recently, the facilities request, we only have to approve them on Sundays. Like, just something to think about. I think it kind of makes sense. I don't know if we ever want to approve more than just Sundays, but I didn't know that, so. Yeah, we didn't know. That's an interesting point. We only approve Sundays. All right. That being said, moving right along here, Dr. Scheller-Wagner.
Good evening, Mr. Thompson. I have the personnel agenda and addendum this evening. I have one change before I give you the numbers, and that would be found in the ESY, Extended School Year Staff for Summer 2025. You will notice Cody Tufty is listed as an employment, and we will be striking that. He is unable to do that this summer. So strike Cody Tufty as an employment for ESY staff for summer 2025. Thank you. And then I'm going to go ahead and let you know that there's 9 transfers. 8 regular employments, 45 summer school employments, 2 certified Federation Bank requests, 3 classified Federation Bank requests, 1 food service bank request, and 16 resignations. And that will end it for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you're a busy person tonight.
All right.
Back to you, sir.
Thank you. So I'll speak for myself this time, and which is why I said this. And Ms. Chris, we'll have our opportunity to not say goodbye, right? but say see you later and all that good stuff. But you know that. I hope you know how I feel about you, and how you've helped me going into my 5th year now, which time flies. But I wouldn't have made it out of the first 2 without you. I mean, that's just the things that we went through in those first two years in my first superintendency. I would not have made it, without you, and obviously the support of our team that we work with. And so, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. Wish you well. But like I said, I'm not saying goodbye. It's just
See you later.
See you later, and we're going to have another opportunity to really talk. But I wanted to obviously express that, to the community as well. So, thank you. All right, so recommendation to approve amendment to the intergovernmental agreement with the Boone-Winnebago Regional Office of Education. I had included that information in one of my board memos to you all. Do you have any questions? I think I got one question from a board member, which was a pretty good question, and I believe I answered that, and we're good with that, okay? All right, Freedom of Information Act requested dated May 23rd, 2025, submitted by Mary Werner, requesting information regarding a former employee's records and the district's 5-day extension request to June 10th, 2025, and then the district's response when inclusive documentation submitted to requester on June 10th, 2025. The next Freedom of Information Act request dated May 25th, 2025. We were really busy at the end of the year by Mike Vichik, requesting records of purchase orders from January 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2025 across all departments, and the district's response dated May 28th, 2025 when inclusive documentations. The next one is a Freedom of Information Act request submitted by CT Mills on June 5th, 2025, requesting information regarding administrative staff, and the district response dated June 5th, 2025 with inclusive information. And then the last one, which is personal for me, because I don't remember the last time I took a vacation, and my wife is hounding me, so I'm doing this. I'm asking for it. Request to approve superintendent's vacation days, June 30th, July 1st through the 3rd, and July 7th, which will be 5 days. We plan on going to Toronto, so if you approve it. So
Yeah.
Canada, eh?
Canada, eh?
Tell me something,
They speak
Cheryl.
French there. Toronto.
Yes.
When you have the FOIA for a former employee's records, is that former employee allowed to, is that person told that
Yes.
somebody's looking into the records?
Yes, we had to do that per certified mail, and we had to do it by
Okay.
email, so
Okay,
yes.
it's good to know.
And so that is my part.
It's
All
still
right.
cold up there right now.
On to the consent agenda. 12A, approval of personal agenda and addendum. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes?
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye.
12B, approve student travel request.
Motion?
Second.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes?
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye. 12C, facility request.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes?
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
All right, buckle in action items. 13A,
Here we go.
approve first reading of policy 760 AP-2 from June 11th, 2025, policy committee recommendations.
Motion.
Second?
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes?
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Approve resolution declaring surplus property, 13B.
Motion?
Second. Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes?
13C, approve acceptance of the April 2025 Treasurer's Report.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
13D, approve recommendation to renew bus washing agreement with Jared's Power Washing for the FY26 school year at a cost of $21 per vehicle.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye.
13E, approve recommendation for a 3-year renewal agreement with Final Sight to help support our district's communications system.
Motion.
Second. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye.
13F, approve recommendation for a resolution transferring $650,000 from the Educational Fund to the Operations and Maintenance Fund and $200,000 from the Educational Fund to the Transportation Fund.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye. 13G, approve an independent contractor agreement with Speech Horizons Incorporated to provide private and parochial speech and language services for $100 per hour for 37 weeks at 24 hours per week for the FY26 school year at a total cost of $88,800, funded by the Idea Flow through Part B grant and Pre-K Idea grant.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
13H, approve an independent contractor agreement with Soy Bilingual Therapy LLC to provide speech and language testing and evaluation reports for the 2025 to 26 school year at $1,000 per K through 2nd grade student and $1,400 per grade 3 through 12 plus grade students paid with the Idea Flow through Part B and Idea Pre-K.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
I'm going to destroy this name. Apologies before I say this. 13I, approve independent contractor agreement with Christina Gouchounoir to provide bilingual psychological evaluations for the 2025 to 26 school year at a cost of $900 per bilingual academic assessment per student and $1,100 per bilingual academic and cognitive assessment per student, paid with Idea Flow through Part B and Idea Pre through K.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
13J, approve a contract renewal with Sunbelt Staffing, Voco Vision, for school psychologist services of 37.5 hours per week and for 38 weeks at a total cost of $152,247 for the FY26 school year, funded by the Idea Flow Through Part B grant.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
13K, approve 1-year contract renewal with Vertiv Corporation for $6,535 paid with technology budget.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McKnight?
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye.
13L, approve to submit a school violence prevention program SVPP grant application to the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, CPOS.
COPS.
What did I say?
CPO.
Oh, thank you.
It's cops.
Cops, yeah.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. McKnight? Mrs. McKinney?
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye.
13M, approve a 5-year agreement with BSN Rewards Program for the purchase and supply of athletic apparel and equipment.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. McKnight,
Absolutely.
Mrs. McKinney,
Under our family.
Mrs. Carlson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye, Mr. Thompson.
Yes. 13N, approve resolution designating interest earnings in fiscal year 2024 to 2025 and prior years for fiscal year 2025 to 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. McKinney,
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye, Mr. Thompson,
Aye.
Mr. McKnight,
Yes.
13O, approve amendment for the intergovernmental agreement with the Boone and Winnebago Regional Office of Education.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Carlson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye, Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Mr. McKnight,
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney,
Aye.
Oh, I can't quite read this next one. I guess we're going to have to just skip over my eyes. Just
Yeah, can we strike P, please?
Maybe like it was not the last one. 13P, approve superintendent's vacation days. This is going to be very critical.
Motion.
Hang on, I got to get the days in here. Real critical.
I'm
June
so
30th, July 1st through the 3rd, and July 7th, 2025.
I'll still motion.
Second.
Mrs. Johnson,
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye, Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. McKnight,
Absolutely.
Mrs. McKinney,
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson,
Tell your wife yes.
Probably aye.
that was a good one.
And 13Q, approve school improvement plans for Loves Park Elementary and Harlem Middle School.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Meeks, aye, Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. McKnight,
Aye.
Mrs. McKinney,
Aye.
Mrs. Carlson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Aye.
Announcements and discussions.
Chris, when's your last day?
Well, June 30th, but I'll be here on the 1st. I have some things to do.
So I didn't talk about you. No. I'm saving it to the end. No, I echo what everybody else said. Being a new board member here and with the attention that you detail the things that you put together, especially for these new board members. I know you had a very large place with the rest of the team in putting together those binders. I remember the first page that you gave me was all the acronyms. And it was like the front and back of 5 pages. Does anybody still have that? But no, you've been I truly believe you've been a vital part to the success of this district. I know Trell's the superintendent, but we all know who no, I'm just kidding. I kind of feel the same way at the township. All I do is sign checks and approve things. So, but no, thank you for your time. I know that you bleed Husky orange and you will be missed, but as Terrell said, we'll see you later. We'll see. You'll be around. You can't go away completely. You'll be around. So thank you for the time that you put in here. And once again, I know you're training your replacement, and Pam's going to be absolutely wonderful as well. Absolutely wonderful. So with that said, I had to wait till the end of the meeting.
We just need to get the badge symbol. So we just put your face up there on the road if we need you. There's phones. Don't get me wrong, we have phones, but still it'd be better, the actual.
I still might slip and call it like I do sometimes.
I don't know. Get the welding team on that one.
I appreciate all of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm just going to miss all of you. It's hard to talk right now. So that's
You don't have to.
She'll just type it out.
Yeah. Really fast. She'll just type it really fast.
Next month's minutes. Pardon me. No, I said we'll have to approve your next month's minutes. We'll write down a few things. No, I just wanted to say I appreciate all of these great things that are the grants and the funding and the what is this idea, and there's a whole bunch of idea flow-throughs and all of these great things that our assistant supers and Josh, who's not here, and our teachers and everyone who just work their literally butts off trying to get all of this great funding and figuring out where on earth to save and scrimp and put everything through in the grants. And you can just feel the tiredness having to call and work so hard to get these. So I just want to say thanks and way to go.
Thank you to you also, Dr. Yarborough for being that fire and being the person that respects everybody that works for you, your assistants and everybody, letting them be able to be themselves and be able to do what needs to be done to keep this district running. So all you guys are greatly appreciated. So thank you all. Thank you for not micromanaging. You know, you respect people enough to know they're going to do their job. So I know that's what everybody really appreciates, but all the people that work for you really appreciate how you let them be able to do their job. So
Are we going into then executive session for nothing? Okay. Perfect. All right, well, that makes it even quicker then. That means no 16, no 14. And with that, all in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Usually get motion there.